Hey guys, was geht up, and finally welcome back on this YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've been uploading my last video, but however I'm very happy that a lot of new people joined this channel and subscribe to the channel. So welcome to everyone, and today we are going to talk about this camera here because I bought a new camera and it's the D850 from Nikon. So we will be talking a little bit about why I bought it and why this camera is absolutely amazing. Okay, so the main reason why I bought this, for me, absolutely ridiculous expensive camera is because of video. Because video is getting more and more important in the whole creative scene, and of course also for me because it's fun, I like it and I want to do it more. And until I bought this camera, I always had to borrow another camera from a friend or something like that every time when it gets a little bit more serious, when I needed slow-mo or anything like that, because my old camera, the Nikon D610, didn't really had good video quality at all. So you only have like full HD video quality and then no slow-mo possibilities, and so it really sucked a little bit. So that's the main reason, that was the main pain point, you could say, so why I bought this camera. Now, of course, you could say, why didn't you just bought a Sony? Sonys are really good in videos, and they are probably even a little bit better than the Nikon D850. The main reason for this is the viewfinder, because I really like the viewfinder, like the natural optical viewfinder. I prefer to the mirrorless version, and yeah, that's why I would always buy Nikon. If you only do videos, of course, go to Sony. Because you don't really need the viewfinder then. But I do a lot of photos, I mainly do photos, so this is really important for me. I just like it. Of course, maybe you might like the digital version more, but I like the optical version, so this is the main reason why it's still a Nikon and not a Sony. And of course, you could also say, why don't you buy a Canon? The reason for that is because the difference between Canon and Nikon is so like little that it doesn't really make sense to change the whole system. And I'm used to Nikon. I can work really fast and really good with Nikon, so there is not really a reason to change. Video is the first reason, and this camera can basically do everything you want. The only thing you don't have is a image stabilization on the sensor, so you don't get that. But of course you can buy a lens like the 24-70, which has an image stabilization in the lens, so that's not really a problem, but of course it would be good to have that. But other than that, you basically have everything you need. You have the 120 frames per second on full HD, you have 4K with full sensor, so you get the whole wide angle thing. Some Canon cameras crop in when they do 4K. So that's not the case. You don't get lock like on the Sony cameras, but I don't really need that. I'm totally happy with the quality you can get from this. I just take down the contrast a lot, so I get details in the shadows and the highlights, and that works perfectly fine for me. And yeah, so that's everything you need for videos, at least in my case. And then other than that, of course, for me, really important is the whole photography thing. And this camera is mainly still made for photography. It has 45 megapixel, which is like insanely lot. I still can't believe it, how much details you get in your photos with that amount of megapixel. And for example, if you go traveling, it comes in really handy, because for example, I went on a safari in South Africa, right? And I didn't really bring a lot of lenses to South Africa. I basically just brought my 24-70 for traveling. Then I also brought my fixed lenses, but I only use them for shootings. So I was traveling around with my 24-70 and I went on a safari. Now, for example, the elephant was quite far away. Now, thanks to the 45 megapixel, it wasn't that much of a problem. Of course, if you crop it in, it's not that good and everything, but still, like, to show your grandmother, it's perfectly fine, right? So you basically got a 24-200 then, and you can just crop it in like crazy and still got enough details. So that's pretty cool. It comes in really handy, and A really cool feature is, I don't know how the other brands are handling this, but you have the 45 megapixels, right? But sometimes you come in, like, for example, like traveling, okay? So all the little small memory photos, you don't really need 45 megapixel. So you can just select how much megapixel you actually want as a raw file. So that's pretty cool. You can, for example, just shoot on 25 megapixel or 11 megapixel. So you have 3 options right there, and that's pretty cool. And it saves you some storage on your laptop when you are traveling. And then, of course, there are a lot more features that are really cool that weren't that important for me, but still they're really cool to have. That's things like the tilted screen, the illuminated buttons, the high shutter speed, the Wi-Fi to transfer the photos straight to your phone, which is really cool when it comes to Instagram and things like that. So all these different small features makes this camera really good. And then, of course, also the big body, because I have like quite huge hands, so I can really, like, it's, you know, it just feels good, you know. Okay, to put it in a nutshell, this is really the perfect camera for me. If I would have to design a camera with all the features, that would be pretty close to this one. So it's perfect for me. It's a pro body. It feels like a pro body. You have all features you want in a camera, and now equipment is not an excuse anymore for me. So if my photos and my videos suck now, it's because of me, not because of my equipment. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I will try to produce more videos on a regular basis now again, and there will be some cool tutorials. I really have some new features that I want to show you, and there will also be some product reviews. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and we will see us in the next video.